It might be a surprise to many, but a major Amazon executive grew up homeless. He also grew up in the foster care system, and now he's using that experience to work to help others. ABC's Morgan Norwood with his story.
We've heard the old adage, home is where the heart is. But for much of David Ambroz's childhood, home was on the streets of New York.
We lived together in the nooks and crannies of the city. We lived in the park, we lived in the bus station, we lived on mass transit. We were those people you drive past.
In his new book, A Place Called Home, David Ambroz journeys through his fight for survival. At times, he says the battle was with his own mother, who struggled with mental illness and was physically abusive to David and his siblings.
I was convinced we were going to die at the hands of my mom, and I really wanted us to go into foster care, which is why I initiated it. What I learned very quickly was that hell had a basement. For the most part, it was violent, neglectful, and very painful experience for myself.
After going from one foster home to another, David says he finally found Holly, a foster mother who fought for him.
For once you were chosen.
We chose each other.
These days, David Ambroz is living the American dream. He's an Amazon executive by day, but also travels the world as a national poverty and child welfare expert and advocate.
Homelessness is a symptom. The people you see on the street today are the tip of the iceberg for the suffering that our country is going through.
A symptom that David says points to flaws within the foster care system. One report showing that 1/3 of young adults aging out of the foster care system experience homelessness. And from coast to coast, agencies are desperate to find willing families to take in children.
There are 424,000 foster children, 700 entering the system every day. We need people to raise their hand. That's the highest level of service, and we should treat it as service.
But David doesn't just preach about change, he practices it too.
You gave us the statistics, the pipeline, but you're also a foster parent.
So kind of like Holly having a summer volunteer who became her foster son, I had a young person who I meant to just spend an hour with in the middle of my workday who became the most important love of my life.
Ambroz says solutions start with all of us. His coalition, Foster More, aims to educate the public on ways they can help. And through their new campaign, it's as simple as changing up your small talk with friends and coworkers.
Donate your small talk. What if we started talking about kids? Instead of salads, we would start to center vulnerable children who don't vote, who don't have political power, in our hearts, in our minds, in our wallets, and in our politics. Politics will follow our passions. Our passion has to be these kids.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.